Okay, Coach, they indeed love their football here in upstate New York as you look inside of New Era Field in Orchard Park. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Flag! Ready? 2, 2, 2.
On first down, Garoppolo. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 46. The end result, 21 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double-team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Greystone, Travis. 11.
Here's Garoppolo on first and 10. Up and over into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mack Wilson, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them, in a sense, and gotten the ball from them.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at the 45. Chubb on first down, not going to go anywhere as he'll lose 3 on that one. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. To throw, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
Point it right. Screen! Off the screen! Pilot, 64, weak. Pistol.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Now on 2nd and 13. Mayfield over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
And it's third down.
Good. 180. What's that? 54. Pick me up. Here we go. What's that?
Mayfield from the gun on third down. And that's caught by Smith. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Hurry! Run.
They'll give it to Chubb. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal.
Check 43.
And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. This Buffalo defense has stood their ground. This is 3rd and goal. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stump that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Here we go.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. 12 yards that time, and a Bills 1st down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Here we go. Like 20. Defense wins championships, baby. 21. Hey, Charlie.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Gets through, and now an opening. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Here we go. 80. Hey, alert. Let's go.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Got a man open, that's Harry. And snapped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a 1st down.
Here we go. Lock. Stay hot.
It's Coleman here. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
Here we go.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Here we go. Black 80. White.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Jimmy Garoppolo with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback, Takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing, Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
At the 33-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
Check 53.
12, fellas, here we go.
Target.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Finding Knox there, complete. And he's got some space here. That one goes for 30 yards. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days that they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football? Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And how about that return as he's all the way inside the 20-yard line.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Hey, Lloyd 33.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. This is caught. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down.
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're starting to put some space here. The first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. Execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Now Mayfield to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Browns are back in front. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. Now a man open down the middle of the field. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Garoppolo now, 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, he couldn't turn it into much more.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Garoppolo on first down. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have once again taken the lead. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time.
I mean,
that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Hey, Delta.
Mayfield with it once more. It's caught by OBJ. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. Mayfield now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Mayfield now. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Set, 180. What's up?
Get track.
What's up?
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. It's caught, Smith. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Going to the air again with Mayfield. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are able to regain the lead. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
He's coming, double up. Check four.
Here's Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Darren Lee able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
180. What's that?
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. And that's caught by Smith. Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A run for Nick Chubb. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of... a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Bills' 24-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
X3, 218, chop. Cut.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. From the gun, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said...
12.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now, 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Here we go. 21.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. That's right, baby.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
We play to win. Let's go.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Mayfield looks to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. Short throw, pick six right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started.
Hey, alert!
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Mayfield off the play fake. He's going to air one out. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time, and it's third down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
54 mark. 54 mark. Hey, exit. 54.
Now Mayfield. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the 50. They set up the screen to Chubb. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run again on first down. Chubb, nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw, Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On first down, Garoppolo on the screen. This is Coleman. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
This is caught at the 20. Give him 32 on the play.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Watch 52. 52's the mic. Man, I got you.
11.
Tighten up.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no act.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
At the 1-yard line.
Here we go. 180.
Check 53's mic. Here we go, dude.
On 2nd down now, it's Coleman. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here we go. 180.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They will run again with Coleman. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. And all the way up to the 37-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 150 left in the football game. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
21. Watch the shit. Switch.
On first down, it's Williams. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 46-yard line.
Here we go. Wait, 80! Mike. Who that? 53's the Mike. 21. Here we go.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here we go.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
11.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Browns drive about to get started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 42. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He was looking for Landry that time. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Catch is made by Harry. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
SOS. Alert flare.
Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. They said their goal was to win 7 games. They've done that pretty early in the year.
I think it's time for them to elevate that number and really make a big push to finish this season strong.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from Buffalo.